Hello, everyone. James here again. Um, I was talking to a friend of mine, and he wanted me to do weekly videos on election predictions based on the polls and see if they shift at all. Okay, so I agreed I would do a video once a week making an election prediction based on the polls. And so that's what I'm going to do. Okay. So without further ado here, um, let's get started with the poll numbers and the election prediction. The poll that I used is the most recent poll from 270towin.com. And if the polls were done on the same date, then I would do the average of the two polls and give it to whoever won the average. And if it's a tie, and I'll see who won the last poll before that, and then do the average on those two polls, the tie one and the one that won, and give the state to that particular individual, and see if there's any type of trends going on. So, for example, if Biden is up by 10 points in a state one week, and in the next week, Trump, I'm sorry, in the next week, let's say Biden is up by 5, then it's trending 5 points in favor of Trump. Okay. So that's how that's going to work. So what I've decided to do, since this is my first of my weekly videos of doing election prediction based on the polls and the trends. The trend is based on the previous poll, not the most current, but the most current, I should say. That's how I'm going to do that. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start this video, and I'm going to start with the state of Nevada. Okay, and so the state of Nevada. Biden is up in that state. So we give it to Biden. And he's up by 4 points. He was up by 8 points from the previous poll. So that's a trend towards Donald Trump by 4 points. But still, Nevada is holding blue. In the state of Arizona, Biden is up by 4.5 points. And that's also trending Trump by 2.5. So Biden actually lost on that one. As far as the trend, it's trending red. But as far as the polling is concerned. In the state of Colorado, Biden is up by 17 points. And it is trending blue in favor of Joe Biden by 4. In the state of New Mexico, Biden is up by 14 points. And that's also trending blue by 2 points. In the state of Texas, Trump is up by 1 point. And it's trending in favor of Trump by 2 points. Okay. In the state of Minnesota, Biden is up by 17 points. And it is trending 12 points. And that's mainly because of what happened in Minneapolis. They only had the one poll after that. And so if it's an issue of defunding the police versus not defunding the police, people in Minnesota have polled that they want to defund the police. So that is definitely swinging on the blue by 12 points. In the state of Iowa, Trump has a 2-point lead. And it is swinging in his favor by 2. So Iowa is looking pretty good for Trump. This is a state that Obama won in 08 and 12. Trump won in 16, and it looks like he's holding steady on that state. So that's not quite steady, but he's consistently has leads in that state, which is good for him, but he is definitely trailing overall. In the state of Wisconsin, Biden has an 8-point lead now. Trump used to have a 1-point lead. It's a 9-point difference in favor of the Democrats. So this actually, I did a previous video on polling. And if you guys saw that, you noticed that Texas went blue and Wisconsin went red, and now it's shifted. Okay. In the state of Michigan, Biden is up by 5.5 points, and it's actually trending red by 5.5. So Biden had an 11-point lead at one point. And in the state of Ohio, Biden has a 1-point lead. And that's trending in the Republicans' favor by 1 point. Okay. And going up to the state of New Hampshire, Biden has a 7-point lead. And that is trending 1 in favor of the Republicans. So he had an 8-point lead previous to that. In the state of Pennsylvania, Biden had a 5-point lead. And that's trended 1 in favor of the Republicans, but he still holds on to a 5-point lead. In the state of Virginia, Biden has a 12-point lead. And that's also trending in favor of the Democrats by 2 points. In the state of North Carolina, Biden has a 7-point lead. And that's trending in favor of the Democrats by 6 points. That's actually totally flipped since the last time, almost totally flipped on that state. In the state of Georgia, Biden has a 2-point lead. Okay, and that's trended 2 in favor of the Democrats. Okay. And in the state of Florida, one poll showed it was tied. The other poll showed Biden with an 8-point lead, so that's an average of a 4-point lead in favor of Joe Biden. Okay, and that is actually a 4-point swing in favor of the Republicans. So there you go, folks. If the election were tomorrow, that's more than likely going to be the result. And as I said, every Tuesday I'll do an updated poll analysis on the election. As I said, it's not looking good for Trump. Like and subscribe to my channel. Any comments that you like to wish would be terrific. Thanks a lot.